Just X.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we're here with One Piece chapter 893. And bruh, this chapter surprised the shit out of me, especially after reading the spoilers. And I can't lie, from the spoilers alone I was expecting to completely hate this chapter, but after reading it I actually really fucking enjoyed it, although there are things in it that I am torn about. But yeah, let's get into it. This chapter was entirely centered around the Luffy versus Katakuri fight, continuing right where we left off last chapter. And a lot of people, including myself, speculated that Luffy getting hit by this spear wasn't something that actually happened, but instead it was something that Luffy had seen in the future. But it turns out that was wrong. I asked you guys in my last video whether you thought it was future sight or not, and quite a few of you actually commented saying that you thought that this actually happened and that it wasn't future sight, so shout out to all of you guys that got that shit right. In the beginning of the chapter, Luffy was getting his ass beat, which is to be expected considering the injury that he just received. And during this whole interaction, Flampe was watching, laughing, and at one point she even takes another shot at Luffy to help out Katakuri again. Except this time both Luffy and Katakuri noticed. Luffy dodged it using observation, and Katakuri, well, yeah, that nigga wasn't impressed at all. Like, the fact that he landed such a fatal wound on an opponent due to an interference that he didn't even notice hurt his pride. So much in fact that he stabbed himself with his trident in exactly the same way that he did to Luffy, in order to kind of make things even in a way. And this action right here is what I'm so torn about. On one side of the argument, I absolutely fucking love it, but then there's also things about it that I really dislike as well. But let's talk about the things that I like about it first. So for starters, I liked how this whole interaction gave us more characterization for Katakuri's character. It gave him a little more depth, and honestly made me respect Katakuri so much more as a character and like him so much more as a character than I ever did previously. This also led to us getting a very small backstory about how he was picked on as a child, similar to how Pudding was about her third eye, and I honestly loved seeing all of that. Even if we're just talking about this purely from a visual standpoint, the panel of him stabbing himself was absolutely god tier. The panels of him taking off his scarf and scolding Flambe were amazing, and then the panel of him taking off his jacket and getting ready to resume the fight with Luffy was also amazing too. So yeah, I love all of those things about it. But then here's the things that I don't really like. It's the fact that Katakuri went from, I need to finish this fight as quickly as possible, I need to kill Luffy, I can't let this guy escape no matter what, I won't take him lightly anymore, there's no way I can let him become a threat to us. And then right when all of that is in his grasp, right when he's about to complete his mission and be able to move on with his day, his entire way of thinking shifts to, I don't want to win like this, instead of just doing what he was supposed to do and finishing the fight. And yes, I do enjoy the development in his character, but it's just kind of funny to me that both times Oda has introduced something new to Katakuri's character, the first time being the Merienda, it serves as a way to get Luffy out of a tight or disadvantageous situation and reset the fight pretty much. So yeah, those are the things that I don't necessarily like about it, because in terms of Katakuri's goals and what he needs to do, it makes no sense. But as a development for his character on the other hand, it's fucking amazing. Like, the amount of respect I have for him after all of that, and just the feeling it gave me watching him acknowledge Luffy and kind of talk to him on equal terms with respect, was actually amazing, especially when it's immediately followed by a clash of Conqueror's Haki. Like, damn bro, that shit was so hype, it almost makes me want to ignore everything that I was annoyed about. By the way, me and Bao were talking about this earlier, and he pointed out to me that this clash of Conqueror's Haki not only knocked out everyone, but it was literally destroying the mirror world and was actually having a physical effect on the environment. And I may be wrong, but the only person that's ever done this, and the only other time that we've ever seen this demonstrated, is from Shanks when he encountered Whitebeard on his ship. So that too is also pretty dope to see. Like, I'm so intrigued to see how Conqueror's Haki really begins to take effect and determine the outcome of these top tier battles. And I'm actually hoping that this fight starts to show us a little more about what Conqueror's Haki actually is, seeing as Katakuri has given us new versions of every other form of Haki. It would be pretty interesting to see what he can do now with Conqueror's Haki as well. But yeah, I'm very interested to hearing everything that you guys have to say about this chapter. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Or are you somewhere in between? And before I end the video, I just want to give a massive shout out to Vulcan the artist. If you don't already know, he's been on Twitter making fan art and actually writing a comic for me and Dustin and a bunch of other YouTubers. So I just want to give him a massive shout out for all of that hard work. He's also going through a really tough time right now, so I want all of you guys to go show him some love and just know that we got you, bro.
Stay positive.
So yeah, like the video if you did and subscribe if you haven't already for more of that One Piece content. And what can I say? The true fight begins now, I guess.
1.